Good morning. Right, let's. Hopefully there won't be too many cats running around. Welcome to our first full week back. It's Monday today when I'm recording this. So it's the beginning of the week. So I will ask you the same question I ask my members. What's your motivation for this week? What is your focus? Bring that into your practice. So what are you working with? Like for me, it's the consistency and also having flow in that consistency. So how will that affect our practice? We're going to start by warming up the body a little bit. Good morning. So let's just start by rolling our shoulders round. Now, over the weekend, I had some pain in my upper thoracic, upper shoulder. So I was working on how can I do this? How can I activate that acupressure point without actually being able to reach it? And this point in the back, which we're doing by this, just by rolling our shoulders, we activate. This is where my pain was, and still is to a certain extent. So rolling the shoulders, we actually touch this acupressure points that we have either side, which stimulates our immune system. So coming into the autumn season, this is great. So although we're still in late summer, you can kind of feel the approach of autumn. And working on things now with our immune system will help as we go through when the change of season can sometimes affect some of us. So rolling and then making this bigger. Now, if you can, lift, otherwise stay here if you have issues. Now, what I found, there was another little neat trick that I learned with that you can do with let's say a lacrosse ball. I don't have a lacrosse ball, but my beautiful son had a huge marble that I used, which is slightly smaller than like a tennis ball, which would be too soft, I'm told, or a golf ball, which the size of the marble that I used was the size of a golf ball, but it still helped to place that there and move up and down on the wall, and it rolls and stimulates that. So it's like getting a massage, deep tissue massage. But this movement also helps to stimulate. And yesterday in my personal session, so I was doing this and I was doing some other stuff, and I thought, we do that in class anyway. And just the movement, even though helped to loosen that. So you can actually do this as part of the flow sessions that one of the Qigong teachers that I follow does, and you start to speed up and then the other way. Now, I remember him saying when he first started, he was doing it nice and slow like this. Because you can feel that build in tension here where you start to release. So you can start by just here, here, or here. And remember to have your body, so the bottom half is nice rigid pose. And you like your butterfly stroke in the swimming pool. And then let them come to a stop. So just feeling into the body, to its balance. Focus your awareness on its feet, on your feet. Feeling your center of gravity, tuning into the now moment. Breathing, bend the knees slightly, and then we're going to bring the hands up and bring the hands down. And as we come up, we straighten the legs. As we come down, we have a little bend going on. This is it from the side. So now we're flowing. We're flexing the hands as well. So as you come up, it's like crazy house in our crazy town with the cats in the morning. So you've got this little movement happening with the wrists, and this activates the meridians that run all along here, nice and gently first bit. Oh, lost my flow. There we go. Thank you. Found it. And the breath. Breathe in. We breathe out. And always through the nose, unless we say otherwise. In through the nose and out through the nose. Telling our body that we're not in fight or flight, we don't need extra oxygen, but taking more oxygen in a slower way. Okay, now we're going to extend this autumn pose as we then start to look up. And stay there for a minute, stretch under the chin, and the head tipped back, looking up. While you're there, before we look down, just roll and look over to the right, so your left. On the screen, it'll look like I'm going left, but go to your right. Feel it from the ear to the shoulder, and then the same, roll over to your left. My right on the screen. And from here, roll down in a semicircle, tucking the chin under, turning that into a nice neck roll. Excuse me. I can really feel the moisture in the air. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Breath in, breath out. And then the next time, oh my God, sorry, I just realised that the cat's got, I don't know how she's done that. Keep going. She got in the fridge. Oh my word. That fridge not, I must not have shut the fridge properly because she got in the fridge. Look at me. It's right. And now start to go from right to left if you haven't already. Apologies for the interruption. I looked over and thought, oh my God, the fridge door's open for starters, and the cat is happily gnawing on some chicken. You can have that in a little. Okay. Now, breathe in as you go to one side. Exhale over. And come to centre. A little bit. So start with a little bit of shaking. Just to warm my body back up again. Starting with the hands. And bouncing on the knees. Through, and you can shake from like ripple and shake all the way up and through from the legs to the knees to the hips to the shoulders and release. So ripple from the bottom and up and shoulders release. Shaking any excess energy and then go back into just normal shaking. Bringing our hands up over the head so they're nice and floppy. Working with clearing out the lymphatic system. So this time of year, we're working on our detoxification, and the world itself at the moment is working on detoxification. Boris, wait. Forget that you can't hear me. Let me put you over there. Crazy town this morning. I think it's because they were locked out of the bedroom. Let the hands come down. Let them just stand there by the side, bamboo in a nice rigid pose, and tune into your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, we're going to move moving the arms up and down, and at the same time we've got a bend. So very similar to what we've been doing, but we're subtly changing what we're activating. And waking up the bottom half. And then twist, 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 twist. Twist just in the waist. Start to twist a little bit faster. Locking from the belly at the front and the back, the lower back. Gently massaging our internal organs, waking them up. This is the time for the digestive system as well in the day for this practice. So we help wake up all that healthy gut bacteria. This time of year, as I've been saying, is we work with the spleen. We'll do a little bit of a spleen and a stomach massage, which is great if you have IBS, great to do after any big meals, if you have any issue with diarrhea or constipation, depending on what direction we're going. And we massage these points. Something you can do once you know how, whenever you need it in those areas. Really gently bring the lungs in, a little bit full body. Again, breath is easy breath, what I call easy breath, which is just gentle, normal breathing. Let your body breathe how it wants to, but through the nose, in and out through the nose rather than the mouth. So mouth closed, unless you're talking like me. Back down to the bottom. Okay, so before we start on those massage points, we'll let the hands fall, bring them over the spleen, and we'll do our little weird upper body. So first, right to left, moving. So feel the hands are just under the rib cage. Feel for that little there, that's the bit that's up the spleen. Put your dominant hand underneath. Move the shoulders, but try and keep the upper body all in one spot, and then start to circle. It's easier. You have slightly closer to the legs, closer together, and the opposite direction. Feel not as and stop. And then you want to keep the top half still and do the same with the bottom. First side to side with fluffy on either side, and then rotate the bottom from this top part one way and then the other way. Move that into some hip hinges and some rotations with the full body. So forward and back, feeling that up the backs of the legs, And any of the bending that we do, we're working on this part of the spine and all the little muscles that you've got going on here. And easier to, and then rotate. Nice big circle. And again, hinges our hip bones, our bone structure. Get to go the opposite direction. Okay, now we're going to take one hand onto here. Find under the rib cage this little spot here. Gently massage here. So if you feel around, there's like a little kind of lump there. I'm going to touch where this lady is, she says. And gently massage that in a circular motion. And then if you feel for that point, you find the belly button, you come to the middle of that point. So you've got your belly button here, you've got that point here, and then halfway, massage again. Do the same. Circular motions. So find that point that we were on at the top, and then come over and feel for the rib, the bone, the edge of the rib cage, and come in about halfway. Stomach, one side, and just gently massage. And whilst you're doing your massaging, say thank you to these cells in your body for the job they do each day, for clearing out any toxic stuff that we may have in our diet. And again, same on the other side, halfway between here and here. So right in the middle, just sort of under the, gently massaging, saying thank you. And then come back to the middle. One hand goes here, one down on the belly. Just breathe in and breathe out and hold. Sending love through our hands, the gates in our hands. Connecting to the body through touch. And then move the hands, one coming up. Breathing, one coming down. Connecting to above. Connecting to below. Bring those hands together. Start to circle as if you have a ball in your hand. Rotate that ball and then bring it to your earth center over your spleen. Push that down, coming from the fire above, from the heart. We're pushing and replenishing that earth through the fire and down into the lower dantian. Breathing in and then flowing up with the wisdom of the water, flowing up all the way, and rotate as we go up and stretch the arms either side, and hands together up onto your tippy toes. I love this. This one's called Babbling Brook, but it makes sure that your gates of your hands and your feet are open, so nice grounding when you need it. Float the hands down and come to circling around. Now you want to be going in a, let's just see, yeah, anti-clockwise. So it might be the opposite to the way that I'm going. This circle as it goes across, up, over and down. So we work with the large intestines, the small intestines, and we can pushing flow through this area. If you need to release, but you obviously don't want it to be too loose, gizmo, you want to go then the opposite way, so that we even that out. And again, this way, if you are loose, you want to move this way because you want it to be firm. So up, across, and down, moving in a clockwise motion now. Start to condense that circle down over the, just below the belly button. Holding the belly. And then move some just gentle movement. So step forward on the left leg. And move, lean back. And as we move forward, we lunge forward and the hands come up. A bit like that. Stop. Bowing. Leaning, but it helps take off the pressure on the lower back. Up, and hands are back. And then when we're forward, the knees are bent. Bent. Getting this side. So from the side, because I'm not explaining that very well, so let's just shut up and do it so it's easy. I'll demonstrate. So we want to bend forward. And how far you bend and how far you come forward is entirely up to you. Listen to what your body is telling you. And then stepping forward with the other leg and taking the other leg back. She's becoming more friendly as she's getting older. So you should feel a slight tension but no pain in that area. Now you can just do one, you can just do the arms, or you can just move the legs, or you can, as an alternative, and we're moved into doing this way as well, you can bend over, and I've got a table in front of me, so you can get a table or you can use a chair. I'm going to demonstrate with this. So then you've got the stabilisation, you go deeper and up and gently rolling. First this part, then this part, then this one. I think it's called the lower thoracic and the lumbar part of the spine, which can help with knee issues. If there's any energy that gets stuck down lower, we can help it to loosen and flow. Okay, and from here, we're going to continue on with that movement. We're going to add the hands in, wrapping down the legs, and then coming up the inside of the big toe, flowing up the thighs. We're going to come up and over the hips, and then come down the side and flow. This time just flowing, and I want you to visualize the color yellow, which is for this season, as we work. Tracing the meridians. That's with our hands. And then gently patting. Keep that colour yellow, golden sunflower yellow. Flowing movements. Come up Gently knocking on one side. Feel like there's a beautiful orange sun that's shining down. There's not a lot of sun here where I am at the moment, but feel that colour seeping into your cells, whatever time of day it is, whatever the weather is by you. And then start to circle again. Don't worry which direction this time. Gently patting the spleen, the stomach, and the kidneys, and then moving into our what we call tapping. So the hands go together now, and the gently sort of slapping brings our weight to the surface. Our warriors, think of them as being rejuvenated in the body, all the cellular functions, all our little healthy gut bacteria. And gently tapping here, moving up underneath the arms and then come to the side. These ancient pathways that we use at and utilise in EFT. Next up, my accredited EFT and TFT training as well. So it utilises all these points for tapping. And the lung points as well. It's more of a full body. Moving into shoulders. So I'm sure you're aware, but for the purposes of the video, why we tap the body is it brings the regenerated cells to the surface. So we go down the inside of the arm and up the outside. We'll do this 9 times on either side. 2, 3, 4. With a cupping motion. I think I've lost count now. I started talking, I lost count. Let's do a few more just to make sure. And coming across to the other side and down. 1, 2, 3. And if you feel a part of the body and you think, oh, I haven't done that bit, I feel like I need to do that, then please do. Listen to what your gut is telling you and your intuition. So I'm saying like arms need longer. And then moving into elbows, where the elbows meet on the inside. The wrists going together. Coming round and gently knocking up on the door of life. So we start at the bottom and we work our way up. So these little flow things you can do daily, whatever season. And there are some seasons that they'll matter more, where we come into the change of season as well. And again, come down and just go behind the knees. And you can do these sitting. And we are going to come to a seated pose. So I'll do it out here because it's nice out here. Keeping the time. Lifting legs up onto the knee. So just roll your finger like this gently, starting with the little toe. So rolling the little toe between the thumb and the forefinger, gently massaging. Now, I was listening to Island, she was saying about the micro and the macro. You think about the whole, obviously, the study of our feet, where we're working with these acupressure points is to do with reflexology, is that specialism of Qigong, of the flow work, of Qi, and massaging the next toe. And that affects the whole body. Everything affects the whole body. Or you have the hands. So there's reflexology, eye something, which is the study of the eyes and different aspects of the eyes and how it affects the body. The same with the face, like we can have, like the kidneys are to do the ears, different points that relate to different organs or are connected. You can access them through the meridians. And then coming to your big toe when you've worked your way through, after you've rolled it, just with the thumbs, push in at the centre, which affects the pituitary gland. And as you do so, close the eyes and just feel that flow coming through the top half. Keep that visualization of the energy flowing beautifully through. Coming down the side of the toe, work the hands one over the other, rolling down. Not quite there yet. So as we move down the side of the foot, want to lead from the heel, again walking the thumbs up, just by uterus. And as we're working with digestion, I like to do this one. I think if you are doing any detoxing, then diarrhea and loose stools can be an issue. So this is great to help you with that. So 4 of your fingers from the heel, not the heel, sorry, your ankle bone. So you measure from the ankle bone to the finger, and there's that line that goes up along the leg to the inside of the knee. You are just 4 fingers away, and you massage just in here. So circular motions or press and release, and obviously an acupressure, she says this morning, tongue-tied, acupuncturist would use the needles in these areas, and we don't need to be as specific. So in that, if you're in the general vicinity, it's fine. It may feel quite tender, especially if you have had any issues, but even normally, you never know what our body's working on clearing. And then slide the fingers up to the top and work again. If you follow that line up, and then this one here, hopefully you can see my knee. So either side of the knee, you come down, and if you go from here, it's where there's a little pointy bit here and come out. So I say from the kneecap, it should be 4 fingers, your own 4 fingers down. These little points either side. And then if you flex your foot back and forth, so if you go with your finger down to where it comes in a V at the knee, and then just off to the right of that, on the outside, you can test it by flexing your toe. It will pop out, it will lift up. That point there, I always call it, for some reason, I call it the 9-mile point. I was the 3-mile point. I think in different texts it says different numbers, that's why. It's to do with if you need any energy, but the reason it's called this 3-mile, 9-mile point is when the soldiers would need a little bit of lift every 3 miles or anything, they would massage this point, and it brings some energy, but also it's great for your immunity, and it builds up this area. So great to massage here, and you can do it laying in bed, you can do it sitting down. If you're sitting on the floor with your legs straight, which I find quite uncomfortable at the moment, I'm building there, and then dropping the leg down. So we're going to then repeat that, everything we just did on the opposite side, starting with your little toe. So you might have noticed I'm moving quite slowly through these. So we work them. Normally we rush through. Give it a good, at least 10 on each toe, minimum rolls. So each of those are woken up. Ascension-wise, for those that were asking me, our symptoms at the moment, there's quite a lot going on, and I think I've got a nice video of the Island Clark that I can share about this. She goes into a lot of them. The eyes are coming up, and like if you think about what is said about the whole body system with the feet and the eyes and everything, the microcosm and the macrocosm, coming down from the big toe, if you're already there, pinch in pituitary gland, and then working down the side of the foot. Coming to the heel. Ooh, you can't miss. We're working this bit here. We work our like little footprints, walking with the thumbs from the heel side of the foot. Now I've missed off the stomach on both sides. Moving for 4 fingers from the ankle bone and massaging here and breathing through it and up to the top. You might want to spend a bit longer on either of these sides. We're going to drop our feet down. So closing the eyes. Just to keep an eye. I might take you inside so I don't lose track of time. There's no clocks out here. So finding a nice comfortable position for seating. Let's come over to the desk. Don't worry if you can't see me. And breathing in, breathing out. I just looked at this clock in here. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, bringing your awareness to your breath. Gently breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Feel the rise and fall of where you're actually breathing. And placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the over the thymus, so just where those collarbones, if they come down, they meet, and then just drop down about 2 centimeters of the sternum. Breathing in, breathing out, and feel the movement. Are you breathing in the upper part of the body? Are you engaging the stomach? When you exhale, literally next time on your next inhale, exhale, push gently with the stomach in as you exhale out. Just gently. Deepening the breath. This time we're going to start to exhale out through the mouth and deepen that still. First through the nose. Then through the mouth. And feel the difference. You're still pushing with the stomach.
So gently pushing in with the exhale. And release. Moving into a gentle somatic. When I say a gentle somatic breath, make sure you are sitting down, and if you have any problems with blood pressure, just stay with what we were doing, as this can make you feel lightheaded. But we're going to breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth. So don't worry about holding the nose, just focus your attention on in and out. You might want to lift your lips. We're not going to do it for long, just a little. Somatic is just reversal breathing. So in through the mouth and out through the mouth, but we do it quite quickly. So I'll demonstrate whilst you're just breathing normally. So you suck through and it almost whistles out. You'll find you get a little bit of dry mouth, especially if you've never done this before. We're not going to do it for a long session, but if you feel uncomfortable, or you can just do the normal breathing of in through the nose and out through the mouth. But hold and release, whichever breath you're doing, and relax. Breathing just through the nose. Take a little check-in with yourself, whether you're feeling lightheaded at all, if you're okay to continue. Just breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth at the moment. Gentle breath. And we're going to do that again. So, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. And release. Now we're going to do that same quickness of breath, but through the nose. And it will exhale through the mouth. So this is how it sounds and looks. Join me when you're ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and releasing. And then releasing the hands down into normal breath. And whatever breath you want to do now, just allow your breath to return to normal. Just a little bit of breath right there. I thought I'd throw in. Oxygenating our lungs. Bring to mind the image of the ocean hitting the shore. The breath in, the breath out like the waves. And then focus your awareness on a visualization of your feet where you're standing on the earth. Still keep the rhythm of the breath, and the sound in your ears maybe of the ocean, waves rolling. But connect to the ground. Imagine yourself standing somewhere by a shoreline. It could be a tropical beach with soft sand. It could be a pebbly one on a British seaside town. It could be the cliffs or high mountains looking down at the ocean below. feel connected and grounded in this present moment. Allow the thoughts to come and go if you need to. You can make a mental note on what's coming up. If there's any resistance, any distractions, just make a mental note and follow that thought with the wave as it rolls and crashes down. And at the same time, feel the earth beneath you, the sand, the stones, the grass, the meadow, the rocky path along the coastal lines. And then you notice now that you are definitely on the top of a cliff now. Maybe you can, in your imagination, meander up from the beach through tropical passes, through stony shores and paths. But you find yourself now in your imagination at the top of a cliff. And your awareness of a circle behind you. You find a meandering path and you walk. And as you walk, know that with every step you walk in your own life, you're guided by your awareness in this place of stillness. We walk step by step along this path until we come to a stone circle. The stones, the earth, ancient, yet somehow they feel new. There's a sense of peace. The wind's whipping through your hair, maybe, clearing out the mind and the cobwebs. The elements present in the water below the shore, the earth beneath your feet and in the stones, and the airs around you. You move to the centre, and there's a lit fire in a little gully, it's protected from the wind. There's a candle. People have left blessings. And the fire reminds you of the fire element. You sit down in the centre and breathe. Just taking in the scenery. And as you connect to a deeper level of you, of your awareness, you realize you are not alone. Inside the stillness of your heart, there is the wisdom of your ancestors, wisdom of the earth that you sit beneath, of the wind itself, whispering words of comfort and clarity. It may have a message for you. The earth may have a message. It may not. Don't worry if nothing comes to mind. Just enjoying the moment, feeling held by the earth that you sit beneath your feet, and the people in your bloodline that have been before you, and those that will be there after you. There becomes a sense of timelessness. Just like the circle, it is cycles of time. Not really beginning and end, just different shifting, rotations, turning of the wheel been said. As you look up, you see above you the stars. The blue sky expanse has become a night one. And then again the blue. And it's as though time and days are shifting differently from where you are, where there's a sense of stillness. Now the wheel will spin forward or back. Time outside of this circle is different. You can go to any point in time, and your cells are going to take you to where you need to go as you stop at a point in either your ancestry or history or in your future. And just breathe, knowing that there's something you need to know, and if there is anything you need to know in this now moment, it flows through your mind, through your subconscious, into your dream state, into your communion through your own meditation. It may not come now, it may come later, or when you're just simply doing the washing up. It doesn't matter. You have no expectations. But if images flow, allow yourself to make mental note and know you are safe from anything that needs to come to surface. Breathe in the experience. And that which we see. And then we come back to the circle, coming back to that grounding energy. We feel presence also below in the crystal caves deep in the earth, where our earth star chakra is beneath us. We feel that linked anchor with the above star above our head, and we put that in place. A shield, it's been said. I prefer the word filter. It's there to protect you even from your own negative thoughts. It's there to filter that out as we filter through our digestive system, as we clear and clarify at this time, as the body gets rid of and expels for whatever way it may do. It is a blessing. So for some of us, that might mean a cold slightly. It might mean a slight upset stomach. If any of these things happen, we see them as a blessing. We know then that our body's doing whatever it needed to clear, to help us clear, to be more aligned with the new us, with the wisdom from whatever time period it was coming from or will do. Breathe that in to your body and rubbing your hands together. We're going to bring that with our touch. Get some heat in the hands. Bring it to the bottom of the chin and just sweep gently over your head. Breathing in, breathing out as they come down the back of the neck, meeting underneath your chin in prayer position, coming down over the heart. And just press and feel a little bit of tension as the hands in prayer position over the heart. Breathing in, we stand in the circle. We move to the layers beneath that vow of the subconscious, grounded, very present in the now, coming back, bringing whatever we need to know for our highest good. And we walk back to the side of the cliff. We feel our eyes viewing the horizon. The depths of the ocean and the subconscious. And make note of what the waves look like to you. Just gently looking at that scene. And then we start to walk down the path, meandering back, passing beautiful trees, perfect alignment. And as we walk through, we get glimpses and flash forwards of the day, reminding yourself today, whatever happens, will be a beautiful day of awareness, a beautiful day of co-creation, beauty, even in our triggers, even in those moments we may not see or resonate as beautiful. They're the reminder of who we are, where we resist. But as we walk on our path, it gets easier. It's this downhill, not uphill anymore. Flowing, grounded, visualizing that walking in the mind, but still anchored by your fingers and hands pressed gently together over your heart. Bring those hands now over the heart, dropping prayer position and mudra, placing your dominant hand underneath, the less dominant. Bring it down to the earthly center of the spleen and breathe, and down to the lower dantian, relaxing. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly in your own time, opening your eyes, but stay with the breath and listening to the guidance. I'm going to go with, or called to go with, the wisdom of Avalon from the vow, from where we just were. Perhaps you were elsewhere. Asking your own questions in this now moment. If there's anything you want to know for your day, we ask for those that view now, those that view later. What is it that we need to know in this now moment? That one definitely wants to come out. We thank you for the blessings of our own knowledge from highest of high. Okay, and that one. We have 3 cards. Alexa, can you turn on the dining room light? That's a little bit better. We have the Bard. You see my eyes. Alexa, stop. Oh gosh, my eyes are still blurry. My vision feels like it's with the light. It needs to look. Music, poetry, myth, history, the enchantment of the storytelling. Now I will read in, and I'll add them in audio after the definition of the book, but just offhand I'm seeing a tree and a dancer, and he's very merry meet. He's got all of this stuff around him. He's dancing. Dance to the stories of your heart is what I'm hearing from my wisdom within. The strong tree overcomes all the worries in this world. Let them just go with the movement, with the flow, with the resonance, shifting your resonance. What are the stories you're telling yourself? Moving into a different storytelling, and see them as stories now. See them as that was a part of your life from before, like we talk about the stories from the ancestors. That was the way it was. And this is the way it is. It's already shifted. It's already in that state. The transformation is, this is the card 7 in the pack. So hear the music, hear the sound of your soul. What is it that you're writing in your day? A poem of your day. Let your day be a poem. Literally, as you look to the beauty in each of the moments, in each moment, when I mean maybe there's tension somewhere, but you still see the beauty in the rawness, in the vulnerability in people, how they're being more open, and how you are being like that. You're more open and receptive so that good can flow in. He's also got his staff there, a little walking stick, and it's reminding me to remind myself and yourself and all of you who are viewing of your pneumatic staff. Your central column of light is flowing. It's there. It's perfect for you when you want to tap into it. The Lady of the Lake. Absolute truth, courage, self-reflection, and responsibility. It's time now to take responsibility for our truth, for our stories we've been telling ourselves, what way we are moving. And she has her sword of truth. Like when we worked through the daily light languages, we have that there. We place that in that meditation. If you did it with me, if you haven't, it's on YouTube. You can feel it. It's here with your wings inside of your Merkaba star, that it's there for you to slay things whenever you need to. And she's at the top of a mountain in this photo. She's got her sword. She's there. She's standing on the clouds. So she's moved beyond her thoughts. She's moved beyond, because our clouds can be thoughts, our feelings can be happy, can be sad. She's moving above the emotions of that. She's understanding, and she's got these little cords that I'm seeing at the moment in reference to the wisdom that's coming through, and it's cutting cords, it's cutting attachments, and attachments not just to people, attachments to our stories of who we are. For example, here's one that I've had for a long time. My house needs tidying. That in itself is like making a statement to create mess. Instead, my house is becoming clear. My house is becoming clean. The subtle difference in the way we choose, but if I'm awareness to that attachment and the energy of mess in general. So that's something that I've been working with for a while, as those of you who follow me know. But it's a good example. You can use that analogy for things that you've got going in your life with things. The serpent, the Kundalini energy. So it says healing and knowledge. So the snake, it can be deceit, but it's also, in a sense, it's where are we deceiving ourselves? What are we not seeing about our own shadow as we clear, as we allow and we move into this different period in the Northern Hemisphere? The same in the Southern, it's the spring. But you're still shifting the seasons, shifting and changing and thinking about slowing down or speeding up. But there's this sort of in-between area. Like the snake, as it sheds its skins, as it moves into the next circle of the wheel, the snake is our own wisdom. Like you see the serpent around in healing, it's that self-healing and knowledge and our wisdom, our love, our wisdom and our will. but I'm also seeing music, strength, and wisdom are 3 words that are coming. I will read what Colette Baron Weed says, but because of our time, I'll come back to that before I do go to work with my client. But for today, what I'm feeling is a sense of, as I asked at the beginning of this video, what is your focus for the week? Are we going to start this week with the stories of last week, repeating the same? Or have we learned, what wisdom did we learn just purely from last week? What did we do last week? What did we feel? What was things that come through to us in our intuition? And how can we allow that wisdom to continue to grow through and interwove into the poetry of our day? And that's what I'm feeling the theme is for this week. What is the poem of your day? How can you bring the theme of your own poem? How can you write that into your day with love? Feel that now. Love and blessings for the rest of your day. Have a wonderful one. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, hang on. What's happening now? Oh, I can broadcast, can I?